student speaker, Zachary Hamilton, will now speak about marching on.
Hello and good evening, everyone. My name is Zach Hamilton, and I'd like to thank you all for coming out tonight to celebrate the extraordinary achievements made by myself and other members of the University Preparatory Class of 2015 over the past 4 years, and commemorate our transition to an exciting but slightly scary phase of our lives. UPrep has been a place that I and roughly 2/3 of our graduating class have called home for 7 years, welcoming new students and that have joined us along the way with open arms, quickly integrating them into the UPrep family. I believe that this is one of the most shining and important aspects of UPrep academic life. Due to the school size, it's nearly impossible for a student to get lost in the background and hustle and bustle that is high school life. And thanks to this seemingly minute fact, these once random faces quickly transition from strangers to well-known classmates until eventually we reach such an understanding and appreciation for one another that we truly do consider each other family. I assure you that if you ask any student sitting up here tonight that if they were leaving brothers and sisters behind tonight, they would quickly agree. Now, I am getting a little ahead of myself here because I'm telling you how outstanding this class is, but I've yet to enumerate the ways this group of students before you has exhibited amazing amounts of promise and success over the past 4 years. Academically, the class has helped propel this school, which has only existed for 11 short years, into the 195th spot of all high schools nationwide and 32nd in the state. We have 6 valedictorians among the student body that actively and willingly participates in AP and advanced classes. Not merely because we're told to, but because UPrep instills a drive in us that wants us to take on challenges and succeed in these situations. As a result, we yearn for the rewarding sensation that comes from these trials. Our students have been recognized by the California State Assembly for their academic performance, and this is merely the tip of a monstrous iceberg that is our senior class's academic achievements. At the risk of sounding smug, at a certain point, you can only remember so many before they become such a common occurrence that you come to expect one each and every day. And increasingly, the drive of my classmates does not merely pertain to the classroom, but spreads to a wide variety of sports, with various students taking all league MVP, and state champion honors over the past 4 years. These successes on the field and court will carry over beyond UPrep, as 5 members of our graduating class have been drafted onto collegiate sports teams. Despite these accomplishments and how they positioned us as we commence the next stage of our lives, I do have a confession to make. I'm nervous for what the future may bring, as I'm sure many of my fellow graduates are. Specifically, I'm worried about the unknown and the world out there. The real world, the place not held in order by security guard Roy's stalwart patrols of the school, or by Mr. Leffler's eagle eyes for trouble and slightly manic consumption of carrots, which may, in retrospect, account for his keen eyesight and perception for anything out of the ordinary. In the real world, we'll be bombarded by an innumerable number of variables in the form of personal obstacles, challenges, and who knows what else. And for the most part, we'll have to take them on alone. That's what concerns me. But as a UPrep graduate, I'm confident that each and every one of us has the skills and have been prepared to take these head on, come out of them unscathed, and move on to the next battle. Is that a bold statement? Of course it is. But I'm able to make it with confidence because even though I listed a ridiculous number of accomplishments and achievements, none of them came without setbacks, hardships, and an enormous amount of hard work and dedication. High school in and of itself leads teens to happiness and joy. And in truth, the accompanying stress generated by the high standards and demanding schedule at UPrep can at times amplify these sensations dramatically. Sorry about that, it's a little warm in here. With that said, looking back on what at times could be an overwhelming number of activities provided by the school and its sports and extracurricular activities, in the end, it provided one of the most helpful and transformative aspects of UPrep's culture. Taking the plunge into UPrep's activity load is not for the faint of heart, but the sheer amount of effort devoted by each student into balancing these various ventures while simultaneously fretting over maintaining grades and managing the personal problems faced by every American teenager, I have to tell you, it's turned us into fighters. We're seasoned veterans to stress and time management, prepared to take on any challenge that appears in our individual lives' paths, tackle it head on, walk away unscathed, ready to march on to our next success. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is the hidden value of U Prep, and something for which I will be eternally grateful, and as everyone on this stage should be as well. I've said it before, I've said it many times, I've never had a hard time saying goodbye, so thank you to everyone at U Prep.